Good morning, dear students.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning. Sit down. Today we are going to begin with geography lesson number 7, soils. Okay? So, we'll start with the video. Pay attention, all of you.
Standard 7. Geography. Chapter 7. Soils. Let's recall, what are the different constituents of soil? From where do the abiotic factors become available for soil formation? On which factors does the variety in the soil depend? While answering the questions above, you must have gathered.
So, first we have to, before beginning the lesson, first we have to understand what is soil. Can anybody tell me what is soil? What do you mean by soil? Say. What is soil? What do you mean by soil? Can we see soil around us?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
While playing on the ground, can we see the soil?
Yes.
So what do you mean by soil? It is actually what? It is the uppermost layer of the soil. Understood? What we see on the ground, the uppermost layer. That we cannot say that this, when we walk on the tiles, when we walk on the cement road, that is not the soil. Understood? Actually, the uppermost layer that is present naturally is the soil. Now, how does it forms? There are various factors responsible for the formation of the soil. It is not the thing that it is going to be formed in 1 day or 2 days. It takes thousands of years. So we are going to see the factors first that is responsible for the formation of the soil. Understood? Let us see.
Some information about soil and realize some of its characteristics. Let us consider the soil in more detail. The parent rock, the climate of the region, the biotic material, the slope of the land, and time are factors that influence soil formation. Factors necessary for soil formation. Parent rock. Remember that the parent rock in a region is an important factor in soil formation. Depending on the hardness of the rock and the climate of the region, the rock gets weathered. The rock turns into powdery material, which further turns into earthy material.
Okay. So now what is this parent rock? First factor is the parent rock. It is not that mother of rock or father of rock. Okay. Parent rock means the rocks which comes from the big mountains. Understood? So those rocks, it gets weathered. Understood? How? Because of the rainfall that takes place in that region and because of the moisture that is present and the temperature of that region. So it takes years for the rock to get weathered. And then finally it gets converted into this fine powdery form. Understood? Now this powdery form is not actually the soil. Again, this powdery form gets mixed up with the biotic material that is present in the soil. Biotic material means the living organisms that is present in the soil. it gets mixed up with that, and then later on it gets turned into the earthy material. Then this powdery form again gets converted into the earthy material, and that is how we get a layer of soil. Understood?
Yes.
For example, the basalt rock of the Deccan Plateau and Maharashtra turns into black soil after weathering. This soil is also referred to as Riga soil.
Now see, the Deccan Plateau, the center of Maharashtra. Understood? So that soil, where the basalt rock, when it is weathered, it gets converted into the black soil. That is usually in the Deccan Plateau, central part of Maharashtra. And it is also known as Rigar soil. Understood? Rigar soil is also known as black soil. What we usually see in the field and farms. Understood? Stop.
Rocks like granite or nesses in South India give rise to red soil. Regional climate. This is also an important factor influencing soil formation. Weathering of the rock is the first step in the process of soil formation.
Can you see these mountains
Yes.
sticking down into the piece of rocks? Yes. That is because of the weathering. Understood? And weathering takes place because of the regional climate. That is the second factor. Understood? The climate of that particular region, the moisture present in the air, and the rainfall of that region. Together, they are responsible for the weathering of the rocks. Now we can see these rocks coming down and breaking into the pieces. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that is because of the climatic condition of that region.
The process of weathering depends on the climate of the region. The climate decides the intensity of weathering. That is why one and the same type of rock gives rise to different types of soils.
Now,
When the
as they have said that one and the same type of rock, it gives rise to different types of soil. That is because when when this weathered rock gets spread into the different region, so it depends on the climate of that region how the soil is formed. Understood? If suppose it is in the Deccan Plateau, the soil will be formed as black soil, rigor soil, and same when it will be given to the Sahyadri, the coastal areas, there it will be red soil.
the rock is exposed to different climates. In the dry climate of Deccan Plateau, weathering of basalt leads to the formation of black soil, whereas in the humid climate of the western Sahyadris, the leaching of the same basalt rock leads to the formation of lateritic soil. Biotic material. The weathering of rock turns them into powdery material, but this powdery material is not soil. To turn such powdery material into soil, it is necessary that biotic material gets mixed into it. The biotic material comes from the decomposition of the remains of the plants and animals in that region.
Now, third factor is biotic material. Now, what are these biotic materials actually? When animals die, like they have given here, when these animals die, they get decomposed. Yes or no?
Yes.
Nobody goes and nobody burns them, but it gets decomposed. That is because of the microorganisms present in the
Soil.
the germs, the microorganisms that are present in the soil, they decompose the dead remains of the animals and the leaves of the plants that shed down from the trees. That is also, and many times the vegetable litters, after cutting down the vegetables, the leftovers that are thrown out, that also is decomposed by the microorganisms present in the soil. We don't say microorganisms, we say it is biotic materials which is present in the soil that helps them to decompose, and then the humus is formed in the soil. Understood? And humus is responsible for the fertility of the soil. Understood? So the content of humus depends on the fertility of the soil.
The vegetal litters, roots of plants, remains of animals, etc., get decomposed due to water. Microorganisms and certain other organisms help decompose the dead remains of organic materials. The biotic material thus produced gets mixed into the soils and is called humus. If the proportion of humus in the soil is greater, the soils become fertile. The process of decomposition by living organisms takes place continuously. Nowadays, production of vermicompost is undertaken on a large scale. Try to understand the process of producing vermicompost or compost. Production of compost needs sufficient periods of time and elements like organic waste, water, heat, etc. Time. Soil formation is a natural and slow process. It needs a very long period of time. To form a 2.5 centimeter thick layer of topsoil, it takes thousands of years. From this, you may understand that soils are invaluable. In the region of high rainfall and higher temperatures, the process of soil formation is faster. Comparatively, in regions of low temperatures and low rainfall, soil formation takes more time.
So they have shown that soil is a slow process. Formation of soil is a very slow process. Just to form the top layer of the soil, that is only 2.5 centimeter top layer of the soil, it takes about thousands of years. Okay, so this makes us understand, by this we understand that soil is invaluable. Yes or no? How we keep our wealth in the locker, the gold and silver ornaments are kept in the lockers. Same way, this soil is also very precious. Understood? To form just 2.5 centimeter of top layer of the soil, it takes thousands of years. And how fast is it is eroded? We all know that. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, for this soil formation, mostly the rainfall of the region is important. Okay? For the fertility. Now, many parts in India, like for example, the coastal areas get heavy rainfall, which is near the sea. Yes or no?
Yes.
So, there we have fertile soil. But the area which is dry, it is not getting the water. So, that area isn't suitable for growing crops.
No.
Why?
Because of the scarcity.
Because of the scarcity of the water. So process of soil formation is slower, and it is also depending on the rainfall of that region. If the rainfall is good, the growth will be faster. If there is less rainfall or scanty rainfall, then the growth of the crops will take time.
Humans use the soil gifted by nature as a resource. It is mainly used for agricultural purpose. For getting higher production, different types of chemical fertilizers, insecticides are used profusely. However, this leads to the degradation of soils.
Nowadays, people started using artificial means. Okay, chemicals are used in order to make the soil. Now, which crop has to come in 6 months, farmers are producing it in 3 months. That is only to increase the yield of the crop. Understood? But this is degrading the quality of the soil because too much of chemical is used, and then again they are repeating it. So this will result in degradation of the soil. The quality of the soil gets degraded. Understood? And once the soil gets degraded, it will be no longer useful for the production of the crops. Understood?
Always remember, earth doesn't mean soil. Soil contains the powdered form of weathered rock, partially or completely decomposed organic material, and innumerable microorganisms. Interactions between biotic and abiotic components in the soil go on continuously. Plants get nutrients required for their growth from the soils. Soil is a complete ecosystem. Earth is also a substance. The potter uses it as raw material. A farmer uses soil as an ecosystem.
Now, farmer is using this soil as ecosystem. So it can be used as raw material also, and it can be used as ecosystem also. How? Now all of you have seen potter, the one who makes the pot. Yes. So the potter uses this raw material, this soil as raw material. Yes. Then it molds it and it gives the shape. Yes or no? Yes. Then it is used as raw material. Whereas same soil is used by the farmers as an ecosystem. As I told you, they cultivate the land, they grow the crops. Again, after 6 months, they grow crops on the same land, in the same soil. Yes or no? Again, after that, every year it is carried on in the same way. Understood? So this goes like an ecosystem. Same thing, same cycle is carried on. Understood all of you? Yes. So one side it is used as an ecosystem by the farmers, and the other side it is used as raw material for the potter.
Try this. Take 3 flower pots of the same size. Keep one pot empty. Fill the second pot with water after closing the hole at the bottom, and the third pot with soil. Put a few seeds in all of them. You may use acero, peas, gram, fenugreek, wheat, green gram, coriander, seeds, etc. Keep all the 3 pots in the sun and water the empty pot and the soil-filled pot for 4 to 5 days. Observe and answer the following. What happened to the seeds put in the empty pot and the pot filled with water? What happened to the seeds put in the pot filled with soil? What do you learn from this? Geographical explanation.
So what do you learn from that experiment? One pot you have to fill with water. One pot you have to keep it empty. And third pot you have to put some soil and you have to put the seeds. Understood? Which will grow faster, like peas, gram, wheat. Understood? And then every day you have to water the plant, water the seeds. So that observation. Now, can you tell me the difference between these 3 pots? Which one will give out the plants? Which one will give out? The pot that is filled with soil will give us the plants. Yes or no? Yes. Okay.
2. An important component of the living world on the earth is plants. For the production and growth of plants, soil is indispensable. They provide support to the plants. Vegetation is abundant in the regions that have fertile soils. For example, the equatorial regions. However, in the areas where the soils are not fertile, vegetation is scanty.
Not this kind of areas. Here the soil is fertile? No. Because there is less amount of rainfall, very scanty, availability of water is not there. Yes? So the region is dry, the land is dry. Understood? So this type of soil cannot be used for farming. Understood all of you?
T. For example, in the deserts. And where there is a shortage of soil, vegetation is not seen. For example, in the polar areas. Though favorable climate, availability of abundant water, and sunlight are necessary for the growth of a plant, these alone are not sufficient. Fertile soils favor plant growth. Think about it. Why do equatorial regions have fertile soils? Why is the vegetation sparse in deserts? When man realized the sowing of seeds in the soil leads to the growth of plants and yields crops, he started using soil as a resource. Gradually, he realized that the fertile soils along the riverbeds give higher yields. Hence, he settled in the valleys and started living there.
So, when he started cultivating the land, okay. So when he cultivated the land, he understood that when he's growing the crops, when he's cultivating the land near the riverbeds or near the water, where there is availability of water is more. Understood? So then he will have large amount of crop yields. Understood? And if he is going to go on the place, if he is going to grow the crops, where he will get very less amount of water, the crop yield will be very less. Understood? Because there will be no water available for him. So that is why he started settling down near the
Sea.
water, near the rivers, near the water, and in the valleys where he can get more amount of water, where it is naturally available. Understood, all of you?
In groups. This led to the rise of ancient river valley civilizations. For example, the Indus civilization. For the growing population, man started producing greater amount of food crops. He realized that crop production and prosperity in agriculture mainly depends on the fertility of soil and the optimum availability of water.
Now, man, as the population was growing, understood? So, man understood that there is more demand for the crops, for the food. Understood? So, he started cultivating more crops. Understood, all of you? Yes. So, how is going to get the yield?
Water.
He has to have the fertility of the soil, which will be giving him more yield, and availability of water should be more in that region. Understood? Then it will be possible for him to grow more yields of crops.
Hence, there emerged competition among people to discover fertile lands and settle there. Later, for getting richer harvests, he made efforts to increase the fertility of soils. In the process, use of different fertilizers became a practice, which led to record agricultural productions. Food crops, fruits, and flowers are produced according to the types of soils. Food crops like jawar and bajra are produced in the regular soils of Maharashtra plateau, while soils in Konkan, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka region.
Now, as you can see, the coastal region, this part, which is near the water. Understood? Here we can grow, they grow rice over here. Whereas the central part is used, the Deccan Plateau and the central part of Maharashtra and India is used to grow crops like wheat and jawar. Here, this rice crop needs more water and it has to be sown in the water. The crop, the rice seeds has to be sown in the water and they grow in the water only. So the amount of water needed is more, greater than what we need for jawar and bajra. So that is why the rice will be grown in only in this Konkan region, coastal region. Here this part, then this part, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and this down part. Understood? So here they grow the crop which is rice. Understood? And here they grow wheat and bajra. Understood, all of you?
Yes.
Why? Because of the availability of water is needed is more for the rice crop, and wheat is grown in the central part because it does not need this amount of water. Understood, all of you?
Yes.
Produce rice. In Madhya Pradesh, Potato is cultivated in regions where the soil is well drained. The local agricultural produce determines the staple diet of the people. The regions where soils are not arable need to fulfill their food requirements through import. For example, countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, etc. fulfill their requirements by importing food from China, India, and the USA.
So, as this part, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar, everything is deserted region, deserted area. They cannot grow food crops because the soil in this region is not fertile. It is not suitable for growing the crop. So this part, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, this part is deserted area, deserted region. That is why their soil in that region is not fertile. So they cannot grow crops, but they need food to eat. Yes or no? So in that case, what they have done, the import and export is going on from America, China and India. As you can see, the China is fulfilling the need of food, America is going to fulfill and India is fulfilling. Okay. So the food, the crops are imported in these deserted regions. Understood? Whereas this region is rich in petroleum and oil. Yes. So the same places get the oil from this deserted region. Understood all of you?
Yes, teacher.
Everyone?
Yes, teacher.
So the import and export of food is done, the crops and this thing is done from America, China and
India.
Understood all of you?
Yes, teacher.
Now, I have given you the activity. We have done the activity.
Yes,
So have you grown the seeds?
Yes, teacher.
Show me your activities, all of you. Now, which seeds you have grown? Show me your activity. Okay. How long it took? 10 days. So, what is your observation? What do you observe during these 10 days? So, where you have kept this pot after sowing the seeds? You have kept it in the sunlight. And you are watering the plant every day? 2 times, morning and evening. Okay. So, next day what happened?
The seeds are observing water and smell. I cannot find seeds from both yet, but germination process is started. They see some white tiny growth.
Which seeds you have grown?
Green.
Green seed. You? So what was your observation that you observed?
On day 2, I saw a little white stems coming out from the seed, and day 3, I saw its color is changing in green color and leaves are growing out from it.
Okay, so how many times you watered the plant?
Teacher, I watered in morning.
Only one time you watered. How many plants?
Mustard seeds and wheat.
So what difference you saw in, you show me the plant. Mustard seed and wheat. So we can see that wheat has come up a little
Yes,
more.
The mustard seeds take only 2 to 4 days to grow fast. It grow faster, it grow a little slow. And the process was mustard seeds, I saw something white was coming out. Then day by day it became more, it was increasing.
Very good. Sit down. So last bench, which plant you have, which seed you have sown? Yes, mustard seeds. What? Show me your plant. Take it little up. Okay, So what did you observe?
So first day I kept
So the seeds.
mustard seeds. Then I put water and I'm giving water twice a day. Evening and morning also. So in second day I observed that then the white fruits are coming. Then day by
How many
day
days it took to grow?
take
10 days. Discuss.
It is a plant of me. It takes 9 to 10 days to grow. First day I sow the seed in the soil and water some water. Second day I also water and third day a small
Germination was there.
germination was there and at the fourth day little grass was growing and day by day it grew.
Okay. So, how was your experience, children? Was it good?
Yes.
Yes, teacher. Did you understand how it takes to what it takes to sow the seed and how much time it takes to grow up? Yes or no? So this we are doing only in potful. Yes. But when farmers they grow the first they sow the seeds in that area. First they have to make the land ready for the sowing of the seeds. Okay, so whatever they go on plowing the field. Do you know what is plowing the field? They prepare the land first. That is known as plowing. So the soil inside they take it up and then upside down they put the soil. Understood? And then they prepare the land. Then they sow the seeds. Now we can see the difference in this. Can you see the difference in this pot?
Yes,
teacher. All these four pots? Yes. Some seeds grow faster. Some seeds take time to grow. Okay. And it also depends on the water, how many times you are watering the plants and the care that you are taking. Okay. It has to be kept under the sunlight. If you keep it in the darker room, it will not grow. Understood? So can you see the difference here? See this when you grow it in a larger portion. Can you see?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, wheat seeds are grown and it is watered. Now this some can you see this part? This is called humus. Something whitish thing is there present
Yes.
and that helps in fertility of the soil. Understood? Whereas we can see the this is moong seed, no? See this moong seed. It will take a little time to grow. Understood? You have to water the plant twice a day. You have to take care that it is kept in the sunlight. You are watering the plant every day, and then the growth will be according to the watering of the plant. This is mustard seeds. This also grow faster. It is faster growing seeds. So when you sow this mustard seed and when you pour the water, when you water the plant, it will grow faster. You have to take proper care of this plant. Understood all of you?
Yes.
So that is, we can understand by this activity, we can understand the germination of the seeds. Understood how fast and how the soil is responsible and how we have to make the soil fertile. Can now if you would have taken the sandy soil, like for example, okay. So will this plant grow in the sandy soil?
No.
Will it grow in the other types of soil?
No.
No. So plant requires soil and there should be fertility in the soil. Then only plant will grow. Understood all of you?
Yes, teacher.
So with this we wind up. Thank you all of you.